Now, that's what I'm talking about. That's what America wants. Nice and calm.
The woke left is triggered over Bob Iger dismantling DEI at Disney. Now, Bob Iger's Disney is trying to go ahead and course correct from the whole Disney woke disaster, triggering the woke left to panic as fans continue to reject the woke Disney agenda. Now, if you hate the woke agenda as much as I do, smash the like button and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, the woke left demands that Disney stick with the current direction, and Bob Iger is at the center of it all. You know, we all seen Bob Iger trying to go ahead and do the whole thing from behind the scenes and everything, put out there the whole ideology, and the fans over the years have voiced their opinions and chose to vote with their wallets. And now finally we're seeing, under the guidance and the directives of President Trump and stuff, well, now there's a course correction over at Disney. Now, Hollywood, the media, and the entertainment industry at large, led by Disney and Bob Iger, have spent years dictating what we should think and stuff, as well as how we should feel and what values we should hold dear. Okay. They also claim to represent diversity, fairness, and progress, but in reality, the woke left pushes an agenda that serves only themselves and their ideological cronies. You see, it's actually time to expose the hypocrisy even further, the corruption, and the blatant disregard for the audiences who built them up in the first place. And this is all thanks to President Trump and stuff, okay? And the fact that he decided, when he was reelected as president number 47, we see that the whole DEI narrative is falling apart and now is being removed completely on the federal level. Okay, but let's be real here. We got to go ahead and continue to hold these places, you know, accountable. Now, once upon a time, entertainment was all about storytelling stuff, about crafting narratives that actually resonated with audiences that made us laugh, cry, as well as feel deeply connected to the human experience. But today, under Bob Iger and his company Disney, you know, the leadership with Bob Iger, that noble purpose was cast aside and stuff in favor for the whole woke propaganda. Now, guess what? Studios no longer care about crafting compelling characters, as we all know, or meaningful journeys and stuff. And we actually saw that play out. But instead, they prioritize virtue signaling, token representation, and hollow political messages that alienate half of the population. Now, the woke left masquerades themselves under the guise of progress. But what they really doing is simply just doing nothing but enforcing conformity. In other words, making you go ahead and do it without any back talk. Okay. Now, anyone who dares to speak out to question their motives or to present an alternative perspective as well is quickly cast out, labeled, and even silenced into censorship. And you know what? We've also seen this happen time and time again. Okay, writers and directors, actors, people who had the freedom to go ahead and explore a wide range of ideas, and now are now being forced to go ahead and adhere to all the rigid ideological framework and stuff. Now, Disney, under Bob Iger's rule, replaced creativity with check boxes and stuff. And character development has also been, you know, discarded and thrown away in favor of woke identity politics. And franchises that were once beloved, that stood as cultural pillars for generations, are now crumbling under the weight of the woke left's forced artificial narratives. And fans who spent decades supporting these franchises and stuff have been dismissed, ridiculed, and told that, you know, they're toxic simply because, you know, they want quality storytelling. Okay. And we've all seen that play out from time to time. And we also got sick and tired of it. I myself was one of that. And look what happened to Star Wars, what was once the one of the most beloved and inspiring franchises in history, has been systematically dismantled by the woke left, led by Bob Iger and Disney. Instead of honoring what made it great, they inject divisive politics, erase beloved characters, and push narratives that feel more like lectures than adventures. And they call it progress. We actually call it destruction. Now, we also call it the erasure of something that brought joy to millions, all in the name of an agenda that serves only those in power. In other words, those who are the elites. And Disney, once a beacon of imagination and wonder, has transformed into a corporate machine that cares more about woke activism than artistry. They don't respect the legacy of properties that they buy. They don't honor the stories or make the fans who made them successful. Instead, Bob Iger's Disney rewrote history, force-fed us narratives that align with the woke lust politics, and call us bigots if we even dare to push back. And the result speaks for themselves. The box office failures, audience backlash, plummeting stock value, and yet Bob Iger and Disney refuse to listen. You see, they before refused to course correct because it was never about the audience. It was never about storytelling. It was all about control. Okay. Now, the same can actually be said for the comic book industry. You see, Marvel and DC, the two powerhouses that once delivered legendary characters and unforgettable stories, have fallen victim to the same ideological rot. Now, they take characters that fans have loved for decades and completely alter them, not to improve the story, not to add depth, but to satisfy the woke activist agenda. And Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, these icons stood for timeless values, for heroism, for the triumph of good over evil. But now they were rewritten into fit narratives that reject those very principles. And when fans reject these changes, they're told that they're the problem. So you see, not the studios, not the writers, but the fans themselves. And we also see this happening across all forms of entertainment. Video games, once a space for creativity, competition, and even escapism, are now being infiltrated by the same woke love forces that ruin Hollywood. Now, the developers care more about scoring political points than actually creating something that's enjoyable gameplay. They replace it fun with lectures, adventures, with agendas, and when gamers push back, they're slandered, demonized, and treated as if they're the enemy. Now, the same playbook repeated over and over again happened at Disney too, and this is why we fight. You see, this is why we refuse to stay silent, and we're here to remind the entertainment industry, especially Disney and Bob Iger, that they work for us, not the other way around. You see, we're the customers, the consumers, we're the fans, we're the lifeblood of the industry itself, and we will not be disrespected. You see, we're also not going to be told that we're the problem simply because we demand quality, okay? We're not going to be shamed into silence because we see through their deception, okay? And then they also call us names. They can try to censor us and stuff. They can try to attempt to discredit us as well, but they can't erase us. Why? Because truth has a way of prevailing, and the truth is that the audience, the real audience, is fed up with this mess. And we're going to continue to support those who respect the art of storytelling. We're going to uplift the creators who value their fans, and we're also going to go ahead and champion the projects that actually prioritize talent over ideology. And we're also going to expose those who will continue to betray their own legacies. You see, the tides are already turning. Independent creators, new studios, and alternative platforms are rising, and people are seeking out entertainment that actually respects their intelligence, that values creativity over conformity. The old Hollywood machine led by Disney and Bob Iger is crumbling, and they know it. And this is why they lash out. That's why they double down. But that's not going to save them anymore, because once an audience stops believing in you, once they stop trusting you, they never come back. We've seen that with Star Wars lately. So yes, so we say this to the entertainment industry: you had your chance. You had every opportunity to listen, to learn, to adjust, but you chose arrogance. You chose ideology or wokeism over artistry, and now you're going to face the consequences. We are done funding mediocrity. We're done supporting those who hate us. We're done being told that we must accept subpar storytelling because it fits your woke narrative. You see, and we're actually reclaiming our culture. We're reclaiming our stories, and no amount of gaslighting, no amount of corporate pandering, no amount of name calling will ever change that. Now, the future belongs to those who respect the audience, The future belongs to those who actually create, not to those who dictate. And the future of entertainment will be built by those who actually love it. So, not, you see, not those who seek to control it either. Okay, but everybody out there, make sure you stand for your creators and never let Iger, Disney, or anyone on the woke left tell you that you don't matter, because you do. And they are about to find out the hard way. Okay, so let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Till then, peace.